People don't want to do that anymore. People are sick of it. And yeah, we're happy to move on from this type of crap. Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, Trump's back in the Second Amendment. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Mr. President, we're learning that there are now 2 deceased following that shooting at Florida State University. Following and amid that, is there any changes that you want to see to gun legislation? Anything you see broken with gun laws in our country?
I'm going to have to look. I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it, and these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. It's a phrase that's used probably too often. I will tell you that it's a shame. I'm just hearing about it now. Just hear about it. I know the area very well. I know the school very well. I know everything about it. It's Florida. And we'll have more to say about it later. I'll have to see what happens.
What do you mean when you say there will be more to say about it?
Only in terms of what happened. As far as legislation is concerned, this has been going on for a long time. I have an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. I ran on the Second Amendment, among many other things. And I will always protect the Second Amendment.
Yeah, of course Trump's backing the Second Amendment. I mean, every time this is the media playbook, when there's a school shooting like there was at FSU yesterday, which are pretty much becoming a dime a dozen. I mean, they're almost probably as frequent as knife attacks in Europe, I'm sure. But yeah, dude, this is the media playbook. If there's a school shooting, it's an immediate, let's go ask the president when we're going to be getting gun reform and putting regulations on guns. And then, of course Trump's not going to budge off the Second Amendment. He's not that stupid, right? That would just get all of his supporters to pretty much be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're going to try to take away our guns now? Or you're going to try to put any sort of regulations on our guns? Yeah, that ain't happening. And don't be one of these gun buyback people. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, I might be cool with like a gun buyback or something. No, it's going to be one of those, bring your gun, we'll buy it back for a cheeseburger. Like everybody, like back in COVID, they were doing the whole jab, get jabbed and you get a free burger with your jab. Yeah, that's how stupid people are sometimes. A buyback program will get them to just give up their guns. And they pretend like if there is some sort of gun buyback program, like the criminals and the gangsters who just have their guns illegally are going to just give up their guns too. So basically all they really want is the Americans to be unarmed and let all the criminals have at it with it however they want. But all right, let's get to the next clip, or next topic. Luigi Mangione might be facing the death penalty. Roll the clip.
A federal grand jury here in New York has returned a 4-count indictment against alleged healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione. The 26-year-old is charged with 2 counts of stalking, a firearms offense, and murder through the use of a firearm. The charges now make him eligible for the death penalty. Attorney General Pam Bondi has already signaled her intention to pursue the death penalty, which his lawyers are actively trying to stop. United Healthcare Chief Brian Thompson was killed outside the Hilton in Midtown last December.
Yeah, so first let me know, do you think Luigi Mangione should be facing the death penalty? Frankly, I think he should. If you murder somebody in cold blood like that, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, just give him the death penalty. Especially, obviously, it was premeditated. He had it planned out. It's like, we don't need to just let this guy live out his time in federal prison on the American tax dollar. And now that we have Trump, we're living in a different society, right? This should just be a streamlined, all right, yeah, you killed a man in cold blood, so we're just gonna, give you the death penalty. We're going to expedite it too. We'll go through all the due process. We're not going to even give you an appeal. See, this whole appeals processes are just so stupid. I mean, they're good. They're good because a lot of people get screwed over, so they need to appeal. But when it's cut and dry like this, the guy just, off the guy, execution style on the streets. Yeah, we don't really need an appeal at that point. We can just go ahead and, give you the old Sparky, I don't know, are they still using old Sparky? I don't care what state it is, too. It's New York. The guy's getting old Sparky, right? Or I guess now they're doing the firing squad, which, hey, I'm cool with. Maybe they should start selling pay-per-views. frankly, I think this guy would sell a lot of pay-per-views. And these women who are just making this some guy some sort of, messiah, like he's the greatest thing ever. What if he would have killed your dad? Would he still be the greatest thing ever if he would have killed your dad? I mean, for those women, I'm sure they would probably love for him to kill their dad because they all have daddy issues and probably hate their dad. So I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with it. But all right, let's get to the next topic. Americans are just loving the deportations. Roll the clip.
Deport all undocumented immigrants. Voters favoring the government trying to deport all 11 million of them. Back in 2016, just 38% of voters wanted the government to try to deport all 11 million undocumented immigrants. Compared to where we are in 2025, 56%, the majority. The American people have come a long way on this issue, much closer to Donald Trump, and I think that's a big part of the reason why Americans are increasingly saying the country is on the right track when it comes to immigration policy, and why Donald Trump's net approval rating on that issue is in the positive.
Yeah, so first of all, let me know if you are completely on board with deporting all the illegal aliens. Frankly, I am. I wouldn't care if every last one of them got deported, honestly, because all they're doing here is just... The majority of them are just here now to leech off the system because they were just ushered in by the Biden administration to become voters and just ruin America. You see, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal for the illegals here in America right now if Biden didn't just let them all in, and it became like the biggest thing what people were voting for. The border security was basically the biggest thing people were voting for in this past election. I mean, I know for me, it was pretty much the number one. Let me know, what was your biggest thing that you were voting? Was it, border security? Was it the wokeness? Wokeness was a big one too, but I think border security was number one. And yeah, of course, Americans are loving the deportations. It's a great thing to see, and Trump's he's doing what he said he was going to do, because he's just that type of guy. But all right, let's get to the next topic. A trans activist had a meltdown on TV. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Okay, well, here's the words that have the meaning, because I've spent time to write these words, right, for you.
And we listen to them.
Frankly, I would rather share a bathroom with 100 trans women than one legal biological woman who wants to know what's inside my pants. And Julia, if I'm right in remembering, you did ask me what my genitals look like once live on TV.
I think that was in the context of a conversation and you raised that issue yourself.
I remember the quote. You don't have dangly bits, do you? So do you want to discuss dangly bits or not? Because
they are
frankly,
relevant, aren't
I am
they?
now feeling in a position where I'm in a room with you and I feel unsafe. Yeah.
You feel unsafe?
I feel unsafe. I feel my heart racing. My hands are starting to sweat. Do you want to touch my hand? Just
do you want
clammy now? Okay. And I actually think I'm about to have a panic attack from sitting in a room with you. So I'd like to leave now.
What?
Yeah.
So you're feeling... Yeah, you were asked to come on the show to have a conversation.
And I've had a conversation.
We had a very nice...
We've had a conversation.
Well, you read out a statement, and now I'd like to ask you some questions.
You read out your statement.
I did at the beginning. A statement. No, that's me introducing the topic for people who are just tuning in and
you added your ad-libs. You got to say what you thought about it. I've said my piece, and now I'd really like to go.
I thought you were actually plugged into a mic there. I thought we were going to have a conversation.
I'd like to go.
You'd like to go? Okay, I wouldn't want anyone to feel unsafe being asked questions, but I have a funny feeling that was what Shivani Dave was planning to do all along.
Yeah, so that people like that woman or dude, I don't even know what that was. I mean, biologically, if that was a man or a woman, but yeah, these people, they're just looking for that moment, the whole I'm gonna, go ape shit on TV and just completely storm off the set and make it like you're hate criming me and you're making me uncomfortable. That's what they do. All of a sudden, they can just announce to the world, oh, I'm uncomfortable now. You're making me uncomfortable. Like, whoa, get away from me. Like, are you kidding me? These people, they're looking to be the victim. They can't wait to be the victim. And this is just what you get. You get these insufferable people that absolutely nobody wants to hang out with. I mean, is that the type of person you'd ever want to hang out with? For some reason, I think not, right? I think not. But yeah, we need to just make it so these people don't have like this huge voice anymore. Listen, they get their basic human rights, right? They have their basic human rights. They're not going to be getting any certain special trans rights. No, that's not how the world works. But yeah, companies and people just need to stop listening to these people and, going off by whatever they're saying. Oh yeah, we need to like cater to that community. It's done. People don't want to do that anymore. People are sick of it. And yeah, we're happy to move on from this type of crap. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.